This is a short list containing the best Wonder Kids in the game. These are the best players 21 years or younger. And I am trapping the world's best Wonder Kids at the world's most obscure club. And our obscure club is Mendiola FC, a semi-professional team in the Philippines Football League who have a half-star reputation and are literally known as having an obscure reputation. So we are putting the best Wonder Kids in the world at the most obscure club in the world. And we're going to be looking at a few things here because we're going to be trapping all of these Wonder Kids for 10 seasons. And these are some of the best Wonder Kids in the world. We have Jude Bellingham, Bukayo Saka, Jamal Musiala, Yusufa Makoko, Warren Zaire-Emery, Camavinga, Guardiola, Evan Ferguson, Gavi, Mendes, Yamal, Diamande, all the way down to players like Anatoly Trubin, Rico Lewis, and Ivan Fresneda. So again, we're going to be looking at a few things here. One, are any of these players going to develop at all playing at a semi-professional club in the Philippines? We see Jude Bellingham here has a current ability of 168, Saka 173, players with super high current abilities, fairly close to their potential abilities. But we also have players here like Anatoly Truman, Guillermo Restis, João Neves, Jorel Hato, who are so far away from their potential ability. Will they be able to develop at all playing in a poorer league and a poorer club? And on the flip side, these are some of the best Wonder Kids at the world who are going to be at this obscure club for a 10-year period. This is a club that's won absolutely nothing, and the Philippines can't do anything in continental competition. Can these players, can they bring Filipino success, but more importantly, Asian Champions League or Asian Confederations Cup success to this club? So this is what we're going to simulate today. We're going 10 years into the future, but let's make a pit stop along the way. Why don't we go halfway through? Let's go forward to July 2028, 5 years into the future. Let's see how our Wonder Kids are developing, and let's see what they've done for this very obscure club. See you all in 5 seasons. Welcome back. We are in 2028, 5 years into the future at the world's most obscure club, which now has gained professional status. They were semi-professional, so this suggests they've made some money, much higher season ticket prices, and we can see Jude Bellingham is the captain. Let's look at the overview. They have won the Philippines Football League every year and the Philippines Football League Cup every year. That's not surprising. So here is what our players look like, and current ability-wise, none of them have developed. They are exactly the same, maybe even a little worse than when we started. Resta still 120. There have been very literally no changes in current ability. Wow. So they have gone down in competition and nobody has improved. Fair. And I'm not surprised. Honestly, I'm not surprised. I mean, they went down a lot of levels, so I'm not surprised that they haven't improved. But the stagnation is still stark to see. All right, I'm curious to see who some of Mendiola's best players have been in this time, so I figured we'd just go here and look and see who some of the best players are. They've been absolutely fantastic. So most league goals have been by Evan Ferguson, who's been very good to be fair. Some seriously good totals, so he's doing well there, unsurprisingly. Most league appearances has been Eduardo Camavinga, who's got high average. I mean, they're playing in the Philippines. We do expect them to be doing well. Saka with the highest average rating. He's been absolutely insane. Over 8.0 average ratings. Wow. That is absolutely phenomenal. So those are some of the best players. Anatoly Trubin at 26 years is the oldest. Looks like Camavinga had the fastest goal. Yusufa Makoko had a 4-goal game. It looks like he's probably been coming off the bench and playing very well there, unsurprisingly. And I'm looking here, Petri had 23 assists in a season. That's insane. I wonder which season he did that. He's been really good. So overall, some of the players have been doing well. I'm also curious to see how like Jude Bellingham's been doing, unsurprisingly, phenomenally well. And I'm also, my last one I was curious to see our kind of outstanding wonder kid. Lamine Yamal hasn't really developed, but he's played games, he's scoring goals. He's one who, of course, we're very interested to see how he does. So overall, unsurprisingly, all the players have played very well. They are playing in the Philippines and they are playing in Asia, so the competition isn't as good. But the real question is, how have they been doing as far as the past few years have concerned? So, first season, they were just in the Philippines Football League and the PFL Cup. Unsurprisingly, won everything there. The following season, oh, they got knocked out in the Champions League East first preliminary round. That is very poor. Now, the reason this might have been happened, though, is I believe the Asian Champions League, you can only play 6 foreign players in the squad. So they would have had, every player here is foreign. They would have had to have like 6 players and the rest Filipinos. So that's probably why they got knocked out there. The PFL and PFL Cup don't have such rules. So once again, they've won every single one. They've actually been completely undefeated in the PFL. So after that, they made the Conference Cup, which is kind of like the Europa League, and they did well there. In the group stage, they won. Looks like they did well in the group stage. But I guess they were knocked out in the group stage. I don't see any other games there. So not doing so well right now, all things considered. In the next season, Conference Cup, they lost in the league there. And they made the semifinal. Okay, that's pretty good. Conference Cup Asian Zone semifinal. We'll take that. That's some serious improvement. And they still haven't lost in the league. And then finally, if we look through here, they still haven't lost in the league. They won every game in the Asian Zone. That's good. And oh, oh, they actually made they almost won a trophy. Mendiola FC with the best Wonderkids almost actually won something. They made the Conference Cup final and lost to Tishri, who I believe are in Syria, maybe? Yeah, they're in Syria. Wow, okay. Now we're cooking. We are absolutely cooking. And some phenomenal comebacks. But sure enough, you can see here they're having to supplement, like where they're not able, like if we look at a league game, we have Restus, Diamande, Colwell, like they're playing all those wonder kids that we gave them. But then in the Asian Cups, they have to intersperse them with the Filipino players. So really, they just need to get enough Filipino players to be able to be pretty good. Next season, they're actually going to be in the Champions League. So Mendiola have been very good. Obviously, they haven't lost a game. 111 two goals allowed. That's that's probably the craziest thing I've ever seen. 111 goals in 24 games. Wow. The next season, they've they've allowed less than 10 goals. They haven't allowed any goals. This is absolutely nuts. They've allowed 6 goals in 5 seasons. And they haven't allowed a goal in the league in 2 seasons. Wow. Okay. So the Wonder Kids at the world's most obscure club are doing well. They've actually brought them to an Asian Cup final. So we'll see if they can keep that up in the next 5 seasons. But the big thing, of course, is they haven't developed. So it might not get any better than this. We might have peaked at this point. But we are going to go another 5 seasons into the future and see if anything gets better. Can Mendiola FC win a trophy with these Wonder Kids? Or will it just be the same as is? And will they allow any more goals? We're going to find out. Let's move 5 seasons into the future. We'll see what's happening then. Welcome back. We are 10 years into the future, 2033 at the end of this experiment. And sure enough, they aren't any better. And in fact, they've gotten worse. Bukayo Saka was in the 170s. He's only 168. Jude Bellingham's down to 163. Our team's gotten worse. Guillermo Restas hasn't improved. Makoko and Yamal have improved. Xiao Neves has gotten a little worse. We're actually not as good as we were when we started. They've gotten worse by being at the world's most obscure club, not developed at all. So unfortunately, the best Wonder Kids in the world, I mean, I think for obvious reasons, just haven't been able to develop. That being said, have they been able to help out to the world's most obscure club? So we're starting off with the league. Last time we saw them, 91 goals for, 0 goals allowed. This was in 2027-8. In the following season, they allowed 1 goal. They did eventually allow a goal. 1 single goal to last place Maharlika Manila. How disappointing. After that, they allowed 3 goals. They were slipping. Following that, there we go. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking. 0 goals allowed. The season after that, 101 goals and 0 goals allowed. And then the last season, 3 goals allowed. All right. So let's just look. In 10 seasons, they allowed, let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10. They allowed 13 goals in 10 seasons. That's absolutely insane. 13 goals in 10 seasons is nuts. But the real question is, how did they do in Asian continental competition? As we can see here, this was 2027-28. Following that, they got knocked out in the Champions League second preliminary round. So they didn't make it in the Champions League. Our Wonder Kids weren't good enough to supplement the Filipinos. Okay, after that, they made the Champions League group stage. Okay. They didn't have to go through the qualifying rounds, it looks like, but they got absolutely battered. They got a draw in the Champions League, and that was it. They got battered. So not good enough to be in the Champions League, clearly, even with the Wonder Kids. And I think this is what it was. They got good enough. They did win a game in the Champions League. They won multiple games. So that's good to see. But weren't good enough to get out of the groups. I think this is going to be the story of the save. Got knocked out in the Champions League East playoff. The story of the save is they couldn't do it in the champion. Oh, and then they were in the Conference Cup. Interesting. So not good enough for the Champions League, but clearly amazing for the Conference Cup. And actually, they've won every game. Could they win it all? No, they lost. They were so good until the final. I was like, they're cooking. They've won everything. In the group they won, it's just dubs. I'm like, they haven't lost or drawn yet. And then we got here. Oh, but they lost to Al Shorta. I don't even, from Iraq. We were doing so well. Did they have the lead at any point? Oh, a 60th and 80 minutes goals by Yasser Al Ali. That great. But that was it. Wow. So we end on the 5th season when we came back. We ended with a Conference Cup final loss. And we also ended in our 10th season with a Conference Cup final loss. There it is. Mendiola here and Mendiola there. Wow. We were so close. We really were. We were so close. But we never got it. Dominant, unsurprisingly, in the league and the cup. But 2 continental finals that we weren't able to win. So after all that, Evan Ferguson was our league top scorer. He was phenomenal. 138 total goals. Saka was probably our best overall player, highest average rating as well. Kamavinga had the fastest goal. Nobody beat out Sissoko there. Bukayo Saka is the best. Man, we were so close. We were so close. Well, that's it. We put 21 of the world's best Wonder Kids at the world's most obscure club. They never developed. They stayed as they were. They were fantastic for the club, though. But they never quite got over the Continental hump. 2 finals, 2 losses. Well, that was it. That is the end of this FM24 experiment. I hope you all are having a wonderful week. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.